We'll continue with the next talk and then we'll have a break. So next up we have Rohit. We'll be talking about signals. Over to you.
Okay. Yeah. By the way, welcome to everyone here. And the first thing, like I want to say, not everybody attend meetups at the Saturday, and I like the getting up early when you are tired up by your work at the Friday, and it's very hard to like get early, take the cab or take the metro local whatever, and then come here and stay for and like having the attention proper at. And I think this is like main thing that's you going to stand up across the all the other engineers, because this is not only the thing for you are attending for the technical one, right? The more thing that you are going to learn about the how to network with the people, how we should behave. Some people are going to argue with me that one, but yeah, mostly people are not aware of how to like behave with the peoples. So yeah, I hope you will be enjoying this session, and if you have any doubt, so we can have discussion on that one. Yeah, so let's get started. Myself, Rohit Marathe, and I'm a DevOps engineer by the profession. And recently, I haven't mentioned the company name because I am searching for the new one, the new openings and the new opportunities. Yeah, so if anyone have new openings in their office, so yeah, you can connect with me. Yeah. So the today topic is that we are going to cover up is the SigNoz. So yeah. So anyone heard about the SigNoz? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Still. Yeah. So let me give a brief overview like what exactly SigNoz is. So SigNoz is an open source, open telemetry native platform where it's used for APM, that is application perform monitoring, and with that, this is a single dashboard that provides a SigNoz where you can monitor your logs, metrics, and the I will say traces at the one place. And SigNoz is they are claiming that they are alternative of Datadog New Relic, but they are compatible enough to the I will say Datadog and the New Relic. But if you just argue with me, like it's really going to be alternative, I will say no, because they are on to the next level. But still, if you have already getting the so much of bills with the existing Datadog integration or the New Relic, so I will say like you have to just one give a try with the SigNoz. So it's going to help you a lot. So yeah. So anyone have idea about the what exactly different between these three tools, the four tools I will say, the Prometheus, Loki, Tempo, and the Open Telemetry? Anybody able to can tell me? Yeah.
Yeah, Prometheus we use it to scrape metrics. Loki we scrape logs from that. Traces is for tempo, and OpenTelemetry basically stores the like it is a kind of a collector. So it collects the logs, it traces and metrics, and it sends to like we connect these three to OpenTelemetry, and they send it to Grafana for visualization.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So, if you are ever have set up the Prometheus, Loki, or Tempo, you have like if you know that like we have to set up the node exporter, right? So let's suppose I have the different application. Let's suppose I have the Nginx, then I have the Docker container, then I have the let's suppose I have different services. For each services we use the node exporter, right? Then we used to scrape the metrics from the container level. Okay, sometimes we needs to collect the metrics to the host level. Okay, exactly the host machine. Then for that use case we can use the Prometheus. So if you don't know about the Prometheus, so let me tell you. So Prometheus is used for the collecting the metrics with the timestamp data, which mean let's suppose if we have the CPU utilization and at 10:30 it's 10%. Okay, so the next timestamp let's suppose happen to the 11. Okay, so the CPU utilization increased to 20%. So you can see the so it records the data, the metrics of the CPU usage, and the RAM consumption, this level, that kind of data will be collected by the Prometheus. And mostly we use the node exporter, and node exporter sends to the Prometheus, and where you can run your PromQL queries, and later on if you have to visualize that data, then we send to the Grafana for the better visualization. And the second thing that we is very popular nowadays is the Loki. So Loki is used for the logs. Similarly, we do the same thing, like setting the node exporter, collecting all the logs. Then you can run the like you can, if you want to run the queries, you can run the queries. Either you want to visualize, you can send to the uh, directly to the Grafana. And the tempo is for the traces. So yeah, you can collect the traces, and again similarly you can do the things. So open telemetry, mostly answer you are right, but I want to add one more thing. The main problem, like having this different kind of different collector, I will say the Prometheus, Loki, or the tempo, they don't follow proper kind of serialization or the data formats. Sometimes you notice that the data is not being properly structured, right? If you scale of application, in that case this is not going to a if you are going to face a problem. So what exactly the open telemetry do? Before that, we are just going to discuss the what exactly difference between these three things majorly: traces, metrics, and logs. So in the simple layman term, we can say the traces is the where is the problem, right? So we can trace, like if you watch the CID, you know, notice that. So we have the clues, so we just collect that clue. So CID just follow that clues, and after that they reach to the criminal, right? So similarly, we can use the traces to identify where is exactly the problem is, so we can trace the whole the route, right? So for that case, let's suppose if one user is come and they have the different trace ID, so we can track that trace ID throughout the operation. So what exactly is done by that users or the process, we will say. The second thing, that is the metrics, like as I mentioned you. So whenever an incident is happen, so we can check that, like metrics is where mainly like when does it occurs. So mainly the timestamp, what I say about, like the time when it occurs, and at the time what is the exactly the issue, whether the CPU utilization is just to the 100 percentage, that the reason that application is like crash or other thing. So this is can be happen. And the logs, logs is the like main like the form where we get the all the ideas, like why did it happen, like exactly the API is failing, or 404 like API is not responding, the resource they like we want to get from the server, it's not available or it deleted. So for that reason we are using the logs. So yeah, so what is the open telemetry? So open telemetry is open source framework that's provide the APIs and tools. And the best thing that I like about the open telemetry, you don't have to configure all different things. So yeah, I can sure that you can set up the Prometheus and Loki for the different use cases, but you can use the open telemetry to collect all the things. So majorly, the best part about the open telemetry, what it does, so you can collect and send the data, and with that it generate as well. So APIs, like majorly for the other tools, if you want to set up like Prometheus, so you need to set up their own node exporter, right? But this work differently because open telemetry provides you some of the APIs you can directly integrate with your application. And your application generates like your application generating the logs, your application generating the metrics that can be directly sent to the your visualization dashboard. So that's the best thing that I like about the open telemetry. And you can instrument your like uh, into your application, and yeah, you can directly check out all the things over there. Yeah. And why open telemetry? As I mentioned, like one instrumentation, which means it's collect the metrics, logs, and the traces. So you don't have to go around the all different tools. Okay, so you can use the one single tool. Then we have the standard format, so which means you don't have to set up the other like the node exporter own thing. You can just have to, you can have the one backend and you can manage all the things from there. And yeah, you have to just change the config, and consistency is across the all the signals, so you don't have that dependency kind of a thing. So yeah. So till anyone have any doubt? So yeah. Yeah. So why we have to use the SigNoz? The best thing like about the SigNoz, so it's open source, so you can directly use that one. And the as I mentioned, the Datadog is quite expensive, where you have to install the it just it charge a like very high amount on the basis of logs. So if you want to similar kind of experience, you can use the SigNoz. So we can use the SigNoz as a like a visualization dashboard, where we can collect all the metrics from existing application. And as they mentioned, they are native like open telemetry native application, which means you don't have the vendor locking system. So which means, let's suppose if you want to migrate, if you have set up the application and later on you have to migrate with the Grafana, if you want to visualize that one, you can do it. So there is a no kind of a vendor lock-in system. And even though the demo I'm just going to show you, the APIs and the SDK that I am use in this application is not proprietary with the SigNoz. They all the APIs and all the things is provided by the Open Telemetry, and I have directly used that one. So with that, I don't get a dependency on to the SigNoz. So that's the best thing. And as you can see that it's how the supported cloud with the AWS, Azure, and the GCP, and you can containers. With the containers and Kubernetes as well. And the collection method they provide. You can add your existing like the Logstash, Fluentd, and other like the direct integration like HTTP endpoints and the SDK integration. And but the recommendation is the open telemetry, so you have to use the open telemetry for the better result for the version of the application. So yeah, with that, for the installation, you can install the SigNoz using the Docker standalone, and either you can also use the Docker Swarm. Or if you want to install the SigNoz, there is a two way, I will say. If you want to install the exporter, you can directly install with the Helm chart, where you can, if you want to monitor your existing Kubernetes cluster with the SigNoz, so you can install both the things onto the same cluster. If you want to not do that, so you can host your SigNoz dashboard to the other server. Then you can install the exporter onto this cluster. Then it will be going to send all the things. And mostly if you just follow the documentation, it's very easy and not too much of technique, like not too much of documentation, I will say. So setting up the like the sending the metrics to the like all the telemetry data to the SigNoz. So here you can get all the information, so you can install that one. And this is the Docker Compose, SigNoz. Then the ClickHouse. Anybody knows about the ClickHouse? Yeah.
Database visualization.
Yeah. Also, we can perform the ClickHouse is used for the analytical like data, so you can analyze your database. Then we have the OTEL collector, Open Telemetry collector, and the Zookeeper. So yeah, let me show you the application. So what I have done. So Open Telemetry, like the SigNoz, I will say SigNoz or Open Telemetry, bothly here the Node SDK. Okay, okay. So here the dependency, the API logs is used for the scripting the logs from your application. Then we have the OTEL exporter for the HTTP, and then we have the trace exporter for the traces that use the gRPC. Okay. Then we have the host metric resources and the SDK logs and the nodes. This is the all the as you can see that this is the dependency from the open telemetry, not from the SigNoz. Then we have the logo.js. So with that, okay, before that I want to clear the one doubt. So OpenTelemetry gives you two ways to integrate. The first thing is like auto instrumentation, which means you have to just install the packages as I mentioned, and you don't have to change the code, and you can directly export the data to your SigNoz. But in this one, I will say you get the surface level data, not the too much of level of data. It just give a brief I will say kind of a very less data info what exactly happened. But I recommend that if you don't want to get a surface level data, you want to get the dive of all the data like metrics, all the flows, then I will highly recommend just go ahead integrate throughout your code. For this demonstration purpose, what I have done, like I have used the auto instrumentation because this is a very basic app. This does not do anything more. It's a very basic app. So what I have done, I have used the auto instrumentation. With that, I have used my custom logger.js. So it's used the custom logger service. So what it does, so it just collect all the every logs, the every it just fetch every API request, every request it's been fetching up. And then in the index.js, as you can see right now, yeah, here I have the logger.js, and then I have add the middleware for handling the errors. And the instrumentation.js is the file. So as you can see right now, I have add all the Node SDK here. And then, by the way, I'm not a coder. Let me I just give to brief overview. I'm not a coder, but yeah, still I'm able to understand the code. Yeah, so I have set up the OTL service name. This is the service name that is going to show you in your SigNoz dashboard. Then we have the gRPC endpoint. So here the localhost 4317. Then we have the logs endpoint. SigNoz use the different, we have to send the different endpoint for the logs specifically. So we have to pass the v1 forward slash logs, and here you can change your URL from the localhost to anything, and you can either take from the env. Then here I have mentioned all the different kind of instrumentation that we are going to use, like the express, because we are going to use the express because this application is mon based, so we are going to use the express. And then we have the mongoose for the mongodb operation. Please ignore this one. Like Pino, let me, if you don't know the Pino, so there is a two tool, Pino and the Winston is popular for the logs collection for the Node.js application. So I haven't used the Pino, but still it's in the pack in the information.js file. But what it does, so if you want to collect production grade logs, right? So then you can use these tools, and then you can integrate with the OpenTelemetry, and that data directly going to send that to the um, SigNoz. Yeah, so let me show you the demo over here. So this is the basic to do app that I have created. So we are going to see the all the operations over there. And okay, yeah, so I have created a demo node, like demo SigNoz file. So what it does, so it's going to perform a like the different kind of API. So it just add tasks, remove tasks, and the it's also do the some of the 404 errors, so we can better visualize the data. So let me just go ahead and run this one. So it's just going to create a demo task and updating the links, deleting the task, and asking for the some task that not being available. Let me do 2 3 times. Okay, so here as you can see right now, this is the I have hosted, and it's running on the port 8080. And first thing, you just notice that there is so many options over there, but we have to click on the services. So as I mentioned you, we have mentioned the service name as to do server, right? So hence in the application we get the option for the to do server. So we are just going to click this one, and as you can see right now, we can filter out with the time. Let's suppose I want to see the last 3 hours of data. So as you can see that right now, this is the APM data. Will we say like application monitoring? This is the thing that we get, and here you can see the P99, P50, and P90 performance. You can latency. You can see over there, and these graphs. Also, we can see the retops. Okay, and the you can have the threshold limits and the error percentage over there. Also, with that, you can also see the database operation. As you can see right now here, the graph is being created. So you can perform the you can check out the what exactly database. So you don't need to install the separate any tools for the database monitoring. So you can directly use this one for you can like as I mentioned that library we have used the mongoose, right? So it just collect the data directly from the over there, and it just sent here. So from that you get the better idea, so you don't have to juggle with the multiple of tools. Then we have the database call average duration, so here you get the info. Then we have the external metrics, so which mean let's suppose if you have the external APIs, right? So you can also monitor here, and you can see the exactly the API, what exactly the API is calling, and the time, latency, all the things it's shown here. Then we have the logs. So as you can see right now, so we are getting the logs. So we have set up the custom like logger, and specifically for that reason it's showing the logs. If you directly do the auto instrumentation, it's not going to show the logs. Hence I'm just mentioned that if you are capable enough to integrate inside the code, that can be much better instead of using the auto instrumentation. So as you can see right now, I have the bunch of logs here, and let me show you one more thing. Like let's suppose if I want to filter out with this service name. So right now I have only the one service, it's the to do server. So hence if we have the multiple service, so you can filter out with the service. And after that, if you let's suppose if I want to click on this one. Okay, so yeah, if I want to click this one, you can see. So I have the overview of the API. So it can show the like the 200 status score, which means the API is work with the 3 milliseconds of response time. And we have the duration, IP, path, URL. So whatever, if you pass here, you can able to see in this one. Or either you, if you want to see in the JSON format. Yeah, if you want to see onto the like from the JSON format, so you can able to see that one. And also if you are able to perform the queries as well. So let me show you. Let's suppose if I want to list out the like the error, like the server text, we say the info, or if you want to list out the only the host ID. Like let's suppose if you want to list out the a specific error with that only that host ID, so you can do that one. So let me try and let me show you one, this one server text, and let me just copy this one, add over here. And let's do the, I want to list all the warning that I get. So if I run the query, you can see I get the all the warnings over here. So you can click in this one, and you can see here's only we have the warnings. Let's suppose if you have a particular error that's come like in the 6 hours or 10 hours, or if you have fixed timeline, that error is going to come. So for that you can create your dashboard for that specific error. For that you have to just click on this add to dashboard, and let's create a new dashboard. And here you can see I can give the name for the dashboard, like okay. And with that you can able to visualize in the different format, like from the list. Then we have the time series. Okay, so you can list in the time series. So every time the data is come, is you can modify as well. This is not a hardcore thing, like you can able to change this one. Then we have the number. Okay, the number, if you want to list the number format. Then we have the table. Yeah, for the table we needs to, yeah. for the table we can get the number. Then we have the bar. Okay, so we can show in the bar, and we have the pie chart. Okay, then we have the histogram. So it's depend on the data, so how much data did you have. Also the best thing and the best part that you get inside the SigNoz is the ClickHouse. So if you don't know about the ClickHouse, so ClickHouse is very popular tool, and also it's have their own product where you can perform the analytical data. So it's going to help you a lot. So the traditionally if you directly run the like the some select queries or anything on your SQL server, so it does take a lot more time because it's not means to for the analytical. If you want to perform the analytical data or logging some of the data, so it's not good enough for it's been not made. Okay, so you know the OLTP, right? OLAP, I think OLAP, right? Analytical performance. For that you reason you can opt for the ClickHouse, and you get the integration inbuilt with the ClickHouse, so you can perform the all the like ClickHouse queries from here. And also while creating the dashboard, let me show you. You can also create the logs as well, and so again I have to go with the to the server. And let's suppose if I want to view this logs, like specifically these logs or the traces, if I want to check out like why this latency goes here p99, so I can click on the view traces, and then I can able to get all the data here. Okay, so you can get, and from the filter we can filter out with the different kind of a request. So we have the if you want to list the post data, so we can directly select the okay the post data, so you can able to see the traces that if we have click on that timeline. Then you can list all the post data, and as you can see right now, this is like too much of latency, I will say like 10 millisecond. So if I click on this one, so I can able to see that right now it's a basic http like API endpoint. This is not too much of have the info in this one, but still you can get the info about the latency. If you have the large amount of a payload, so you get the all the info, the exactly how much time is taken. With that you get the span ID, then the attribute and the traces. It's a local machine, and it show the MacBook Pro local. Then we have the okay, yeah, you can see the HTTP URL. So this is the API endpoint. Then you get the okay, hmm, trace ID. Yeah, here you can get the trace ID. So you can directly find out any root cause issue from here directly. You can see the latency is too much, like 166 ms for the TCP connect. So you can dig out like what exactly the problem it's taking, like what exactly problem the latency is shooting up this too much of high. Then you can do the your all the inspection over there. Also from the error you can create the alerts as well. And that, by the way, the good thing, we get the integration of mostly all the notification channels. uh, like we got the option for okay, so we get the option for Slack, webhook. You can integrate your own webhooks, the PagerDuty, the email, the Microsoft Teams. You can integrate that one. So we don't have to jiggle around other things or custom scripts or other things. So we can directly use the integration that you can create alert, specifically alert that directly going to send to your Slack. And also there is a one feature in this one where you can also monitor the SigNoz itself, which mean if SigNoz is not going to give the signal, like the 10 minutes, it's going to also notify you. The SigNoz is not going to give the message. So also you can monitor the SigNoz itself. So that thing, yeah. In the dashboard, also we can visualize the uh, yeah, the metrics. Okay. Okay, so let's suppose if I want to list out the metrics. Okay, so I can directly create the metrics. Let's suppose if I want to list the database connection uses, so I can click on this one, and if I click the query, so I can directly visualize this one. So you can create your own custom dashboard as well for the metrics, for the different use case API logs or anything. If you want to do the traces like the dashboarding thing, then you can use that this one as well. So yeah, let me. So anybody have any doubt?
Yeah. It is basically almost similar like Grafana. So does it have any node graph or service graph kind of thing?
Okay, so let me clarify you. Grafana is not out of the box for this open telemetry support. Grafana is for the general use, like use case purpose. So basically you have to need to properly get the all the like series. You can see if I click on that latency graph, I click on the view traces, it's very easy. I can easily see that one. But it's Grafana, it's not being easy. You have to set up a lot more thing for the visualize that data, and it's not easy. Like you get the all the I can you can see that I have the get the JSON as well with the proper sidebar, right? So all the data it's going to like the best thing, like the best integration with the SigNoz is already available. So if you go with the Grafana, you can able to do that one, the similar thing. But this is very easy, and it's based in the class, I will say, if you directly want to use this one.
Is there any service graph or node graph?
You have to set up your own thing. You don't get the out of the box. You can do that one for if you want to do. By the way, one more thing I'm also going to show you here. The best part, apart from the monitoring stuff, the best thing, SigNoz can be integrated with your existing application or existing any application, I'm saying, which uses the OTEL as an exporter. Which means, so I am on the Cloud Code website. Let's suppose if you are using the Cloud Code, and it's also generate the monitoring data like the OTEL one. Okay, so you can directly export your this data to your SigNoz. So you can see the power of SigNoz. So you out of the box. Let's suppose if you want to like the monitor your agent, it's not possible enough, right? You don't have the full control, right? And by the way, the integration, it's going to be so much of crazy that I like about this SigNoz. So where you can directly export your all the data, you get all the things, the metrics, logs, and the traces, all the things at the one place. So you have to just fill on all the details, so you can directly export your data. And not only this one, in this in their YouTube channel, you can see they have the integration with the Hugging Face, with the Open Router. Okay, with that they also provide the codex monitoring as well. So you have to just export your open telemetry data. You have to just give the destination, so you can able to visualize that data. It's so much of easy out of the box thing that you get. And the Yeah, and the about the logs. So it supports all the containers, like container and other platforms like the Kubernetes, Docker, Vercel. Then we have the like as I mentioned you, for the logs we can use the specific logger like the Winston or the Pino. So for the Node.js one, then you can also collect your logs with the log files or HTTP or Fluentd if you are already using all the Fluent bit. Then we have the Logstash. This is one. Also, you can also monitor your EC2 logs. Yeah. So you can also monitor your EC2 log, Lambda, and the list is going on. So yeah, this is the too much of. This is like the far more option that you get. The cloud load balancer, the virtual machines. You can integrate any platform. Yeah, yeah. You have that.
Yeah, you mentioned ki with auto instrumentation we might not get few things.
Exactly. So you get the surface level data. What I have to say, let's suppose if I am not instrumentation, like automation instrumentation, what happen? We are just it just get the you have seen the when we run the any server like node npm start or npm start, so it just going to collect that logs that we get onto the while running the server. Exactly. But we are not going to get the data of the API is why the API is failing, right? Traces the log specifically or the traces if you want to monitor the surface level data we get. Let's suppose the if let's suppose like timeout error. Let's suppose database timeout error we get from the directly npm stand. If we do the server the timeout error, that's that only the surface level data we get if we do the auto instrumentation. But the proper SDK, like as I mentioned for the mongoose, what I have done for the mongoose, it's just directly collecting the exact all the operations. So here also in the logs, sorry, in the traces, um, you can see if I want to check out only the insert, okay, the insert operation, so I can able to see the all the insert operation. So once I install the that SDK, so for that reason I'm able to see the all the let's suppose this taking the 7 millisecond, right? So I can open this one. I can see the all the things over there like p9 p83. Then we get the latency, and if you do the proper I will say proper like instrument, if you integrate properly, so you get the all the things like the host ID, then you get the all the things. So you need to properly SigNoz character ID. You can also later on you can for the log, I like as I mentioned you have to use the specifically log. For this demonstration purpose, what I've done, I have created a basic logger .js file and just creating the logs. And not it's not meant for the production use cases. For Node.js, like as they mentioned, we have to use the Pino or Winston. So it's collect the production grade log. So it just collect all the logs, and for that you have to just install the library and config and send to the data to the SigNoz. So it just collect it just collect all the production grade logs and sends to the SigNoz. So you get the logs as well, all the production level. For the traces, it's auto instrumentation. You don't need to configure anything for the SigNoz. For the metrics, you have to also need to install some of the packages. It does work, but I will say not properly. If you want to get the hands-on, so I will just say properly integrate all the things with the code itself. Augmentation is work, but the detailed monitoring, I will say, you have to just go down with the code. It's just going to pick up only the surface level logs, not the exactly print. Exactly print. Yeah, you can use if you because it's a monitoring tool, so we need to have the orchestrate because we need to orchestrate. So I will recommend with the use with the Kubernetes or EKS one. That can be much better. And also with the Kubernetes integration is the one of the best integration. You have to just install the Helm chart for the node exporter, so you can set up a basic thing, and you can also monitor your pods cluster and all the things in the same dashboard. Yeah. Like as I mentioned you, it's have the integration with the Signos have the integration with the other cloud providers, so you can integrate this. Not now because I haven't set up any kind of a agent on that one, but you can do, and you can also use the all the EC2s and all the logs error metric here as well. Yes. Yeah. Anything else? ClickHouse.
can it like just plot dashboards, business dashboards out of the box?
Yeah, not on this one, but the ClickHouse enterprise version for their own product, they provide this one. But not this is specifically if you want to perform the queries on the existing application, right?
That data has to be translated into a format which this
Yeah, because this makes the query faster, because we are using the ClickHouse. So in this one, so it just query the all the operation faster than the regular if you do the operation on the SQL server, or the this is the non this is no SQL one. But yeah, you get the idea. But overall I will say, what I prefer, like the if you have already data outside the S3 and other, if you're using the other expensive tool, so this is different than this one. If you have already export the data, and later on if you have let's suppose you have RDBMS, right, and if you are using the ClickHouse with that one, so it's just going to do this one. But this ClickHouse is mainly used for the internal use case of the application for the traces and all the logs. Yeah.
Just highlighting the point around the instrumentation part. So typically, when we are doing instrumentation, we try to find out, distinguish business event streams. And so, for example, let's say how many tenants are accessing my API, right? Not the users, like the actual tenants, right? So typically, we do instrumentation when we want to, find out business level information through the auto, regardless of the auto instrumentation. That's typically what we do when we are actually instrumenting.
Okay.
That's just one of the use cases which I have seen.
Yeah, let's get the out of the box. Also, you can able to see the tenant and the span ID. You can get and you can track that one as well. Yeah.
Does it offer any SDKs for any custom instrumentation?
What exactly?
So I'm assuming there would be some out of the box instrumentation, but if I want to, like, for example, you mentioned, right? Let's say I want to count number of users or anything.
Okay.
So like Prometheus does.
Yeah, I will say you can integrate. Like as I mentioned, you if you have if you give me example, so I can.
Okay, I mean just any custom metrics that I want to produce out of an application.
Yeah. By the way, let me give also a disclaimer over here. If you have to scale up and if you want to get a specific data, in that case, the Prometheus is going to work far better.
So do I have to go through the Prometheus way, or does SigNoz have something?
I'll try to address your question. So, see, the instrumentation happens using OpenTelemetry library. SigNoz has no part in the
Instrumentation.
So, OpenTelemetry has a way to create custom metrics, so you can do that.
Yeah, I asked because
I think you can integrate. Like Prometheus also, you can integrate in the code.
Exactly.
SDK, and you can
Do that one.
whatever you want.
But
I asked because I thought I saw a SigNoz import in the code.
Okay.
What's that?
Is there a single specific library?
Basically, we are sending data to the SigNoz server for that one, because out of the box we have only installed the OpenTelemetry, and OpenTelemetry is only who is responsible for the collecting all the data in the standard way, like the metrics, logs, the traces, and all the we are going to package all the things and directly send. Basically, the Prometheus or Loki tempo, what it does, it first we have to set up the node exporter, right? First we are going to collect the logs and then to the send to the Prometheus, and Prometheus is going to further send to the Grafana. Then you are going to visualize the thing. But in this one, the main thing we have to set up your own node exporter. But here OTEL, it's going to work in your application itself, which means it's going to if we are generating the logs from the Winston or anything, it's just going to take up that one. So it just collect and send in the standard way, so you don't have to jiggle around the different kind of tools.
Was that import like an abstraction over hotel, or was it just an hotel?
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm wrong.
No. Tell me. Where?
Okay, fine.
So I think how most providers do this is OTLP lets you define custom metrics,
Yeah.
and every observability provider provides you wrappers
Wrappers
that
are-
ingest it during their ingestion pipeline. So the enrichment happens here. So that is how they attribute billing. So custom resources attributes are identified, and this implementation will differ by this thing. But yeah, the ability to generate custom metrics rests with OpenTelemetry.
OpenTelemetry.
Yeah.
Does SigNoz offer any APIs by itself, or is it tightly integrated to the UI?
No. It's provide this API as well if you want to integrate that one. Mostly, they are popular also if you want to use their own cloud. They also provide some of the inbuilt feature like AML, like AML feature and the AML RCA base. I think something they provide. So you just directly do the RCA over there in bit because some of the things is not provided in the open source version. But yeah, you can use that one as well.
And for alerting, is it using Alert Manager or does it have?
No, you yeah, like as I mentioned, we have the emails, the Slack, the pager duty. You can use and integrate with.
Inbuilt to. It's not
Inbuilt.
using Alert Manager or any other
You can use that one. You can if you want to, like as I mentioned you, if you don't want to jiggle around the scripts and all the things, if you want integrate, like if you want to do the Grafana, it's tough, right? If you want to Slack and if you want to do, but this give you like the flexibility that one single panel that do all the things for you. Yeah. Anyone else?
Is there any recommended format for the application?
For which exact?
For logs, export logs, and
No. You can do like
text based, JSON based.
it's already going to send in the JSON base format at the end, so you don't have to do the OpenTelemetry going to manage all the things for you, but you have to just do integration with that one. Yeah, you can follow me on the LinkedIn if you want to.
So Rohit, is it just free of cost for now, or is it, will that be any there be charges?
No. It's nothing. It's totally open source. You can self hosted, and I will say if you don't want to manage the all the other like Prometheus, Prometheus, Loki, and anything, I will say go with the open telemetry that do the most thing. But let me disclaimer one more thing. If you want to scale up the things, it's not going to it's going to be tough because ClickHouse itself takes so much of data itself, and scaling is not that easy if you have the predictable workloads. Then I just recommend using the open tele like the SigNoz. Yeah. And later on you can also migrate to your own, like let's suppose if you, in the other day you don't want to if you have already instrument all the data like in your code base, and let's say if you don't want to use the signals, you have create a better dashboard in the Grafana, so then you can use that one. So there is a no vendor lock in that the thing in the Datadog or New Relic. You have the install the agents, and some of the features is only for the that for you for the Datadog or the New Relic users. So here you can have the freedom that one with the open telemetry. Yeah. That's pretty much, and thank you guys for attention. And I just want to give from the DNS recently. I want to share one experience. So like I'm just going to take a 2 minutes from you, and I'm going to like discuss about why the DNS is so much of important. You are the hacker. You know all the like the basic thing I'm just going to talk about. So the recent incident is happened with me. So like what I have done, like I have pointed the like I have created server, and I have pointed the DNS right with the I have host EC2 server on the Mumbai region, and then I have pointed out the DNS entry in the Cloudflare. So what I have done, I have deleted the instance, but I haven't deleted the DNS a record. So what exactly happened, and this is a very strange thing. So like one of our attacker, what he does, so it just create a same resources, like it is create the same EC2 instance on the same region of Mumbai. By the way, it's not my account, it's have their account, it's not my account. And they have like the hacker like insert some of the cookies in that one. So you won't believe that the domain I own, the IP is being pointed to the AWS like Mumbai region, but if you try to go with that subdomain, it's going to it just go with the hacker page. So whatever the hacker, I have written that index.js file and just return to that domain name. So you can see I have the full control, but even the one single DNS entry can interrupt my whole reputation and the whole like the things. So that's pretty much for the small this session. Yeah, if you have any doubts, so we can connect the later as well. Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Folks, like few final announcements or concluding marks by both of us, and then we'll have a group photo, and then we'll conclude with snacks. So bear with us for 5 minutes.
Um, Again, thanks everyone for coming here out on a Saturday, right? And Bhavan here today has hosted the 60th edition of the Kubernetes Community Meetup, and this is great to see considering that we've been running since 2016. It's amazing progress to see the community stick with this. And obviously, Kubernetes is a bigger fraternity. There is community events, there is actual KCD, and then there's KubeCon itself, right? So I hope all of you stay tuned to these calendars and attend such stuff. On the other hand, I'd just like to take a moment to talk about one to N, which is the place we're hosting today. And we're also into the domain of consulting with infrastructure, DevOps, AI services, and most importantly, we love hosting meetups, right? So we love hosting meetups as hosts, as presenters, and as a bunch of anything that involves meetups. I think Modern would love to be involved. So there are certain key tracks in meetups that we run, mostly related to the command line. This is something that we hold very close to our discipline as SREs, DevOps engineers in backend. So we run a meetup series called Command Line Heroes. It's run successfully in Bangalore and Pune right now. So we do have a community link that you can join. So if you folks have interests on command line and would like to join, there are nice quizzes we run and also great in-depth talks on the CLI, how to go hands-on, how to go beyond tooling, how to have a fundamental set of grasp on the command line, right? And mostly on the front of AI, we are hosting a practitioner series of meetups called the Mitra Mandal AI. And Mitra Mandal recently came from an idea of the Pune's celebrations of the Ganesh Chaturthi, right? So every area in Pune had had on Mitra Mandal. So we set a Mitra Mandal AI and we bought the domain. So this is super fun. We've been hosting Mitra Mandal on 2 episodes. Bangalore is geared to host for 11th April, right? So this is mostly on practitioners, right? So we're not talking fundamental AI. This is mostly applied AI. How are you using your workflows? How are you using your tooling, right? What were some recent AI exploits you had at work, right? Mostly good storytelling and implementation patterns. So we also have a past event links. So the link is one-to-one meetups, and we have Spandan here. Feel free to ask him for the community group link, right? To stay tuned for meetups we host. But yeah, I think that's about it. I'll hand it back over to Bhavin. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming here.
Uh, yeah, a huge thanks to OneToN for hosting us. Let's have a huge round of applause for Srinivas and Spandan, who has been helping us record the sessions as well. We'll be uploading them soon. To our speakers, Harshvardhan and Rohit, and you for attending. Let's have a huge round of applause for yourself as well. What's next then? We'll be uploading event photos to this link where you registered. So community.cncf.io, it will be there at the bottom. I'll try to upload them by today. Join the meetup groups. If you are not part of this group, you should go to community.csf.io /Kubernetes Pune. I think you would be because you registered via that. And don't worry, you don't have to take photos. There is a QR code at the end which will redirect you to this page. And then onetrend.io/meetups, the page we were looking at. So yeah, to stay connected, follow one-to-one on LinkedIn, Kubernetes Pune, Twitter, and LinkedIn. This is the place where we usually post about the meetup. And announcement, I think KubeCon, Cloud Native Con India is happening in June. Yes, 2026, Mumbai. So we talked about Kubernetes, cloud native, right? At a smaller scale, this is way bigger than the meetup. So if you are interested, you should definitely register. Hopefully, in the next meetup, I'll have some discount code, but I cannot promise as of now. Yeah, this is the QR code I was talking about. You can scan it. Let me know if it is not visible. I can try to increase, but I don't know. Yes, but
All good? Awesome.
camera में
So, 2 or 3 days.